Good Friday morning, everyone. Greg Fisk here with our Finish Strong Friday end of week recap for August 7th, 2026. So, with no further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen this time, and we'll go ahead and walk through the email today. Lots of good stuff, market updates, things going on within the marketplace, and we're going to kind of switch it up a little bit today. So, push that up. Hopefully, everybody can see the screen, and we're just going to go through it. So again, we're going to do the recap for the cohort regions, but just to start out, unfortunately, it looks like we're at a year high for our mortgage rates right now. We have a 6.6 on the 30-year fixed, and that again is the highest rate it's been all year. So we're hoping that some of these headwinds and pressures will relieve themselves. However, it looks like for the foreseeable future, with the jobs market, inflation being sticky, and things going on still within the Gulf, things will remain the same before they change. So we're looking though for we're being very optimistic for 2027 is what I'm saying. I think the rates will eventually find their way down, and then our inventory is continuing to trend in the right direction. So that will be good for everybody. Let's see here. 1.4 million homes in June, up 4.2 year over year, with home sales up 6.1%. Housing Wire found recent pending sale activity running slightly ahead of last year, so some good news there. And it's been very resilient despite some of the headwinds we talked about, some of the affordability issues. So a couple of good articles that we linked to there. It's always good to kind of keep yourself abreast of what's going on in current affairs and what's going on within the marketplace as well. So again, we'll pull from our Bright report and some other activity overall on the Mid-Atlantic footprint. We have showings again up overall. New listings are up. Active listings up. So again, the inventory coming back. Median time to contract, 28 days across that Mid-Atlantic footprint. So that's kind of remained the same a bit. And as usual, we want to make sure that you guys are using all real estate being local. Pull from your local area, what geographic area and demographic you're farming for, and make that part of your outreach. So again, we've got good stuff happening in the regions. It looks like, I think, Southern PA, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Central Maryland, new contracts up 32 days to market there. The DMV region, 31 days to contract there. Demand still present, but buyers are being selective. Yeah, Southern and Central PA for our cohorts that are working and licensed in the Southern PA market there. It's the fastest moving cohort region that we cover. Northern and North Central Virginia, we have data on that. Southern Maryland, new contracts down there, but active listings are up. 38 days to market in that region. The resort beaches, a little bit longer time frame, 46 days to contract in the Delaware and Ocean City and Del Mar coastal region. Maryland's Eastern Shore, 55 days to contract. That's up 12 days. So market moving a little slower on the Eastern Shore. And of course, we have our takeaway for our Florida cohort. And we'll be doing those Florida cohort calls starting next month as well. So stay tuned for details on that. Just a note in here too, we get lots of spam leads, that kind of thing. Make sure that you're not clicking on any links. You drive the bus on any of that follow-up. Make sure that you're not signing up to some other third-party Zoom site or something to that effect. If you have a bad feeling about it, probably trust your gut. We have Tether that's available as a safety app for our ACART agents. Forewarn for a lot of the other regions are offered through the boards. Forewarn's a good one. Make sure you're checking and verifying those potential clients. Set up the meetings on your terms, whether it's Zoom, in person. If it's a potential buyer, try to get them to sign that buyer agency agreement up front if you can. If you have a funny feeling about it. And of course, as always, we need proof of identification for any deals moving forward. You can always sort of pin that on the brokerage. So make sure that you are taking safety precautions and always safety first, but trust your gut. And if you have any questions, let us know at the office. crazy little stat here that HOAs are cracking down on collections. I believe I read some crazy stat where I don't know if you're aware, but you can foreclose on a home if you're completely delinquent on your HOA fees, and where HOA foreclosures are up 24% across the country. So just make sure when you're working with buyers and sellers in there that you're getting the information from the sellers. There's resale packages I know can be a pain, but make sure that your buyers are reviewing those. Make sure there's plenty of reserves on hand for that as well. What else we got? And then this week I did took the liberty of putting together a ready to send client toolkit for you. So there's some email templates on there. You can kind of church that up, make it your own, cannibalize it, add to it what you need to. If you have links to, like I said, that hyper local market activity that you want to put in there for that, please do so. Feel free to do that. Change those if you need to. If you need to talk about your lead generation models, I'm always available to set some time apart to do that. And I put some social media posts in there as well. So, time block once a month for your market updates, usually mid-month for me because all the data comes out usually by the 15th of the month. And then make sure that you're time blocking to update your database, your sphere of influence, and across your social media channels. So good stuff in there that we can take advantage of that. Remember, today at 11 a.m., all of our open houses go out on our forward-facing Facebook page. Feel free to share that. And of course, if you have any homes that you want to hold open, put that on our Facebook group. And if you're looking for marketing opportunities or open house opportunities as an agent, put yourself out there and avail yourself for those opportunities as well. We just finished our Reactivate first book in our 3-book book club series. We kicked it off, I should say. 4 Disciplines of Execution. I put a link in this email and collateral about some of the things that we covered. There might even be a video in here about what we went over. We're going to be reading 4 Disciplines of Execution this month. We'll recap it the beginning of next month, and we'll introduce Atomic Habits, which is the next book in our book series, 3-book series, finishing with E-Myth Revisited, culminating in our business and strategic action planning in October and November. So please participate. We want to, build our business out and get those business plans in place. A little side note in there, we have the Maryland Realtors Convention coming up in September down in Ocean City. So there's a link to one of the classes in there that's offered by CRS, Win-Win Negotiation Techniques. A good link to Willie Walker and some of the information that they put out there. Ivy Zellman is a great resource on housing, what's going in there. So I put a link in there to actually their YouTube channel, and there's some great videos in there if you want some market updates on a bigger bandwidth sort of channel. Put a link in for a lot of the RPR webinars that are coming up. That's a great tool in our tool belt, so make sure that you're utilizing that. And what else do we have? Every Sunday, we're sending out the marketing department sending out the upcoming trainings that we have. So we have a ton of training coming up on the training calendar, lots of great classes. And of course, we have the Genic Collective at the end of this month as well. Every month we bring on a guest speaker now for that. Keep it pretty short. It's about a 30-minute update on what's happening in the world of AI and how it relates to what we're doing in our business. And as always, if you need anything from me, feel free to give me a call, email, or text me. Hit me up on my Calendly link if we need to carve out some more time for putting together marketing plans, packages, or get you kind of centered for what your business looks like moving forward. So as always, hope everybody has a fabulous Friday. Have a great weekend going into the weekend. Stay cool out there. And until next time, take care.